Yo, what's up? Here's a review for Miss Marvel episode 2. There will be spoilers. So, for me, this was an interesting episode because the thing I ended up enjoying the most about this episode wasn't really the superhero stuff. And for me, it was a lot of the things that she was doing as far as her family, her connection with her friends, and a lot of the stuff with her culture. Like, for me, this episode really did a great job of exploring her Muslim culture and how she views it and the things that they're going on with them, her day-to-day life as a Muslim here. Things like her friend, what's her name, Nakia, yeah, Nakia, and them going to the mosque and having to deal with the fact that their side of the mosque versus the women's side is not as great as the man's side. It's a little bit more beat down when they're trying to wash their face. All the stuff doesn't work with the water and stuff like that, and the rugs are dirtier and everything. Also with the little girls in the back on Instagram and having their phones taken away from them and stuff like that. That was pretty funny because if you ever go to Sunday school and stuff like that, that's as a kid, that's all you would do. You did not really care about being there. You just cared about playing around and stuff like that. You were a kid, and somebody having to tell you to be quiet because you're talking, the preacher, or somebody having to tell you to be quiet because you're talking and stuff. They really did capture that. And they found a way to connect that to kind of, an American sensibility here, and just really made it real relatable. And I really enjoyed that. Not too many shows or just American properties know how to take Muslim characters and really, not make them seem like other. These characters felt really relatable. I love that they did that. Even when you got parts like Kamala Khan going to this fair or festival, whatever it was, and how it was more of just like how any kind of thing in the community, any kind of festival or fair in the community would be, where there's all these cliques, everybody goes to where they're going to go to their side and stuff like that. The moms will stay over here and everything, and they really did a great job of just bringing that together and telling that story of Kamala all around here, especially with Nakia. I really enjoyed her character and how they really put together her and Kamala's story, and showing their friendship off, and just kind of gave a different breed of friendship than what she has with Bruno here. I really enjoyed a lot of that aspect of how they were telling her story and stuff. I think there was one small part about their story where Kamala is her powers are starting to go a little bit crazy, and anytime she has a high emotion, like her nose will light up or her hand and stuff like that, and she offered hers, Nakia offers Kamala a tampon, and it kind of leads to this whole thing of Nakia giving them more of herself, of where like why she's wearing her hijab, and how she feels as a Muslim woman who's also probably mixed, and she doesn't feel both the one side, and she's trying to make herself change her appearance and everything. I like what they did here, but felt it could have been written a little bit better so it didn't come off as a little preachy, or not really preachy, but just obvious as to why this was being written here. Just a little bit better with the writing there. I think it would have really worked for this episode. But other than that, like the superhero stuff, I enjoyed what they did here. I'm still getting used to how they're portraying Kamala's powers here and everything that they're doing with that. She creating these platforms and how it's showing her stretching ability with her powers and everything. Like the crystallized stuff isn't great, but I'm starting to warm up to it and enjoy it more. She saves somebody at the end, and I like the little action scenes from that. And also in this episode that she has a guy in, his name is Cameron, or how do you say his name on this episode, but they show their relationship kindling, and it seems like he's interested in her, even though Nakia saw interested in him. So I like that where they're pushing with that. They go out on a date, and her brother comes and kind of interferes on it and stuff like that. And then we got the parts with her brother and the dinner discussion that they have right there, and how it kind of starts to pull up more mystery about Kamala's mother's past and what's going on with her grandmother. Kamala's asked questions about that later on, because when she's learning about her grandmother, hears her grandmother's name, I believe, she faints and sees something, and like I think she sees parts of her grandmother and stuff like that, or like an image of herself, and you see that kind of blue area that they were in the last episode. But that was a really interesting part of this episode. I'm very interested to see where they go further with that, and how they push more of her, her connection to her past, and what the little gauntlet that she has on, all that means and everything. And also how that's going to convey with her powers, how they're going to push that further with her powers. At the end of the episode, you see after she saves a little boy and kind of falls herself, and tries to get away from these cops, or I think they're damage control, maybe, I'm not sure who they are, but they're chasing her because now they figured out who this character is and how to try to find her and stuff like that. I don't know if they know that she's Kamala yet, but this company or whoever is trying to find Miss Marvel, I would guess. But that was really interesting, and you see them interview Zoe, the girl that Kamala saved at the end of the last episode. So that was really interesting, all that they were doing with that. So overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It's like a Man, I'm enjoying this show a lot. It's probably a 4 out of 5 for me. I'm having a lot of fun with the show, and it's kind of like it's really, really different than the other Marvel TV shows for me. Especially it's kind of like a Marvelized Disney show, like kind of like how the Disney Channel shows are. But you can tell it's a lot more budget here, and the directing is just a lot better than what you would get on the Disney Channel. So I'm really enjoying this, and it's kind of taking me there. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for me. I'm enjoying this one a lot. I'm out of here. Peace.